Hi, comic book fans, and welcome to suddenlycomics.com. It is a Monday night. It is the price variance. I'm here with everybody's favorite Canadian, Alan, and we are looking at the hottest Silver Age comics of the week. Alan, we're going to jump straight in, no hanging about. Um,
Wow. Okay. Nice to meet you too.
no niceties here. We're going to see what Alan's dragged up for us, and the first one is a classic. Journey into Mystery number 85, and Loki is getting a bit cross.
I like this one. He's like, he's doing, his rah. He's, it's almost like a King Kong cover. I don't know.
It's so Kirby as well. You can see his little
Yeah,
Kirby figures down here. You can always tell
yeah, yeah,
Kirby by the crowd.
yeah. It's so true. But
It's
it's
a
an
bit
awesome
rough,
book. I
Alan,
love
this
this one.
copy.
It's a low grade. I mean, come on.
What is it? Oh yeah, fair enough. 2.5.
Yeah, yeah. But I love Loki. He's one of my favorite villains, actually, or
Yeah,
anti-heroes, or whatever they want to call him. But he's just a great character. It's fun.
right. So a 2.5 also contains Filbert's Frightful Future. And this is $1,000 for 2.5.
1080. Not bad.
That
I
sounds all
mean,
right.
it's kind of low. It sounds a bit low. I actually,
You think so?
uh, yeah, I remember these were going for almost like $1,000 a
I
point
know,
at
but
one
it's only a
point.
2.5. It's a bit
I
rope.
mean, I'm talking COVID numbers, but yeah. Um, actually, I think I paid. Forgot how much I paid for my copy. Mine's a 2.0. But I think it was like maybe $800 that I paid,
Okay.
or $700, something like that. It was like, but that was before the COVID spike.
Right. First appearance of Loki. First appearance of Heimdall. First appearance of
Yeah.
Asgard. First cameo
And
appearance of Odin. First appearance.
and actually low census count. Look at the census.
Oh, yeah, that's quite low for Marvel. Yeah.
1,500.
Yeah. 2.5. 2.5. I think that's okay.
So
Oh,
yeah, you see what I'm saying? The COVID numbers were crazy. So
yeah. 1,080. Okay, it's right. It's dibbling along down here, Alan.
yeah, it's kind of hanging out on the floor right
Yeah,
now.
and it's okay compared to pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID, what was it going for?
It depends which one you take. Let's take that one. 950. Yeah, so it's okay. It hasn't fallen below the pre-COVID
It's up,
threshold.
it's up about 10%.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad. And it got up. What was its peak? I mean, I'm just
Oh, something ridiculous.
like 3,000 or something insane.
Yeah, 3,400. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it being around $1,000 a point. I was
Yeah.
like, but yeah, that's crazy. It's but it's basically just settled back to where it should be. Yeah. Um, just a cool book. I always love this one.
Yeah, lots of first appearances.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. We have got Spider-Man. We have got Pesky Arachnid, but I do like this one.
Okay.
Alan doesn't like this cover. I do. We've had this before. Alan likes it because it is the first appearance of Gwen Stacy.
Yes.
I like
So it's
it because of
Bat
the cover. It's
Batman.
also Gwen
I was going to
Stacy,
say
Harry
Batman.
Osborn, and Professor
Yes.
Miles Warren.
Yeah. Spider-Man 31. I just don't. I don't know. For some reason, the cover doesn't work. Maybe it's because I don't know if it's because it's the white. I don't know. It's something about it. I just find the layout's a
It
little
does
weird.
look a bit as if Steve Ditko looks at his blotter and sees a doodle that he's done at some stage and says
And
that
just throwing
doodle
it
will
in
make
there.
the cover.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about it. Something it just doesn't appeal to me. I think maybe because the spider is white.
Okay. If it'd done it in black, it might have been better.
Maybe I don't know. It's one of those hard ones to say, but definitely a cool book just for the fact that it is first Gwen Stacy. And 8.5. That's really high
Yeah,
grade.
that's a very high grade. 1680 in a 8.5. Yeah, I think it's going to be down, isn't it?
We'll see.
Uh, 4,000 on the census, Alan.
4,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, look, way above the pre-COVID
Oh
prices.
yeah. I mean, this is way above pre-COVID.
What was it going before COVID?
This was going for, why is this one's held up so well? 979, and it's now going at 16, so it's well up. It's 70% up on pre-COVID. And it
Yeah.
looks as if it might have stabilized. Maybe it's stopped falling. Yeah, we've had three prices all around, four prices all around this level. So, yeah,
So it's pretty much stuck at that.
I
So I
think
mean,
it's,
there's a couple things that keep this one up, probably. There is the Spidey and Friends TV series, like the
oh, yeah, and
animated
that's got
thing.
Gwen Stacy in it, hasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, and then there's also Across the Spider-Verse,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and she's fairly major in that.
Well, and she was actually, I would say she was the main character in the last one. I mean, her part was more interesting than Miles Morales's part. I don't know. Personally, I thought it was like I thought her part was the most compelling.
It was a better storyline, yes.
Yes, that's my point. Yeah. I really love this character. And and also even in the last even though she wasn't in it per se, well, she was in it. The last live action Spider-Man movie where you know
She was in it
she's not,
shortly. I don't think she was a major
yeah.
character, but she was there a bit.
Well, they kind of they kind of reenacted the scene where Gwen Stacy dies, right? Where she snaps her neck,
Yeah,
he catches her, but
yeah,
it's just
yeah, yeah,
that little bit too late.
yeah,
But this time he actually catches her and it's actually just in time.
yeah.
So there was that redemption there. And it just reminds you of how great this character was. I think there's like all these things that kind of get people to love this character. So um
Yeah,
definitely a
very good.
character I like.
Doing okay.
So
Right, so
yeah.
that one, I've got this one as well. We've got a lot of comics I've got here. This is Hawkman 4. Nice cover,
Another 8.5, by the way.
another 8.5. And this is actually valuable not because of a picture of Hawkman falling off an office building. It's because it's the
Mhm.
first appearance of Zatanna.
Yeah, really. Like, I really like Zatanna. Like as characters go, she's like right up there in my top five, maybe even. I just think she's sexy. I like the magic thing.
Yeah.
I like I like the fact that she says all of her spells backwards. Then I just think she's a cool character. And she's part of Justice League Dark, which is also cool. So yeah, just a really cool book.
Yes, I think this is one to watch. I like Zatanna as well. And James Gunn
If it
is,
was a better cover, this
yeah,
book would be much more expensive.
yeah, James Gunn is a bit of a fanboy. I can't see him not doing Zatanna.
So 3,000, is it 3,000?
2000,
2,000, sorry.
2000 for an 8.5. That sounds cheap to me.
Still the contacts aren't quite there.
No, obviously not.
I
Try
can
and sell
pretend a
another
little bit.
comic currently. You won't see the price. You'll go, how much is it?
Yeah.
Right. So there
And
are
look at the census. It's like,
1,771.
I mean, all DC always has really low censuses. And
Uh,
this is a book you'd get graded. Wow, this one performed well.
well, it's on teeth. It's dropping a little.
Yeah, but compared to the
Over.
Marvel drops where it's like just
Yeah, I
falling
mean,
off a
compared to
cliff.
pre-COVID, this is double nearly.
Yeah,
This one's very help. This one's holding up very well.
yeah. It's very good to see. It's very strong. I mean, it still looks like it's a little bit on a downward trend still, I'd say. But
I know, but if you look at the drop from the COVID peak, it's not as big as the number we've had elsewhere.
yeah,
It's
then
three
that's
thousand to
mainly
two
because
thousand.
they didn't really spike that much during
Oh,
COVID.
was that not a spike there, Alan?
I
From
know, yeah, it's hard to say that
one
that's the
seven
case,
to
but
3,000? I think that is a spike.
Yeah, but didn't drop that much.
No,
So
no,
yeah. So
yeah,
so yeah. So,
yeah, nice one. Keep hold of your Hawkman fours.
I
This is
mean,
the type of one that you can pick up sometimes in auction lots. People don't know what it is. Uh,
it's not obvious. It's
no,
like such
it's not
a
obvious at all. You either know or you don't know, and quite often people don't know. They just think it's a
yeah,
early Hawkman.
yeah. Definitely a cool book though. Yeah, so it's one that I think has potential to go up even. Just because it's a character that a lot of comic collectors would know, but maybe it's not quite mainstream enough yet.
No.
And I think it's a character that once it does go mainstream, if they do it the way the character is in the comics, it'd be very popular. So I think
Agreed.
I see a lot of potential for it.
Well, that's good. We've had some a bit more encouraging news this week, Alan. The
Mhm.
previous week was very
Yeah, it's actually been a pretty good week
It's
so
not been
far.
bad at all this week. Right, here we go. A single page. Is this what this is? Is this page
Is it? I
one?
think it's a coverless copy, isn't it?
Is it a coverless copy? Coverless. Oh, it's coverless. So you've got what you don't you just got one page. You've got all the pages apart from the cover.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it a complete coverless or is it?
It,
What
it's
does the description say?
well, it says. Let me read what it
No,
says.
no, no. The bottom thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, while this book is missing its cover, the interior pages are complete. The
Okay.
origin and first appearance of Hulk, as well as the first appearance of Rick Jones, Betty Ross, and General Thunderbolt Ross. Both Betty and
Okay.
General Ross will appear in the upcoming Captain America: Brave New World and Thunderbolts movies.
So yeah, and that Hulk character is also semi-important too, right? That's true.
Yeah, he's reasonably important.
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, this is like when I think of entry level books, this is entry level book. Except maybe a page,
I was going
but
to
this is
say,
at least a
at least
complete
you've got the
book.
rest of the book here. You could just
Yeah.
have a splash page, couldn't you?
Yeah. So yeah, if you think about it, and this is not a bad cover for a coverless copy, because
No,
it
it's a great
shows,
splash page.
yeah. Um, and this is like what this would grade at is what's called NG, where it's no grade.
Yeah.
Um, so it's not even a 0.5. This is below a 0.5.
Yes. Yeah.
But we can compare it to the
Oh, they
0.5s.
have given it a grade.
They probably put it as
They've graded it as poor.
PR.
They've
Yeah,
graded
they grade it as a 0.5, but that's not the way you do it. It usually would
well, they
what's
basically said missing pages, so therefore it's got to be a 0.5.
yeah, so actually according to the CGC way of doing it, it's considered an NG, which is no grade, but sometimes you can see it graded as a zero point 0.3. It's a kind of a weird grade. It's like below a 0.5, but it's yeah.
Not a zero.
Now it's not a zero. And
Well,
I've seen pages
how
graded
would
at
I
zero point
pay
0.1.
$2,880 just for a coverless Hulk? Uh,
Well, if you're not so stuck on the cover, it's not about the cover, it's about what's
I know,
inside.
but you're going to be able to resell that? Um,
Probably.
I've put up Incredible Hulk one here. I mean,
So a lot of the time people buy these and then they find a cover, right?
right, so that's the point five, which sells for 5.5. This
So
is
this is half of the
half of
cover.
the point five. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's good or not, tell you the truth. But I would say this is a reasonably strong sale. Um, half of a covered copy. Because if you think about it, if you can find a nice cover, you can, marry the two.
Yeah.
Hopefully do a little bit of fiddling so nobody notices, and then and then sell it for big
That
money.
was Alan's technical advice, by the way. Do a bit of fiddling so nobody notices.
CGC's watching and gonna hate me forever. Um, so yeah, no. you'd get a married cover. You get a green label generally, but it's a valuable comic if you like. And a lot of the time, people are looking for either pages or they are looking for complete interiors because they have the cover. So yeah, it is one of those things. I'm always surprised how much coverless copies go for. Basically half of what a
Yeah,
point 0.5 goes for.
yeah,
So not too bad.
not bad at all. Right. Here we go. X-Men 1. Uh,
Yeah. Nice copy too.
quite nice looking 3.5 here, Alan.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I thought this was pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why it's the 3.5. We've got, oh, there's lots of Marvel chipping here.
Yeah, yeah. All the lot early Marvels had that problem.
Down here, spine's not fantastic. So yeah, 3.5. Um, back.
I mean, it
Okay.
looks reasonably white.
Yeah, it's all right. It says off white to white pages, but it looks pretty reasonable. I'd say that's a fairly solid 3.5.
So if this is right, this would be like $2,000 a point.
Yeah.
Um, Now I think that's a little bit low. I think this book was hovering at the $3,000 per point.
Hmm. I'm sure it was during COVID. Let's have a look. So this is X-Men 1 from 1963. And the man throwing snowballs.
Yeah,
Lots
that's
of first appearances. Uh,
so. How many on the census? Like five, 6,000?
6,400.
Lots on the census, but it is a highly demanded, a highly sought after book. FMV is what? What are they saying?
On a 3.5, was it?
Yeah.
7,250.
Oh, so this is right on the
Right on the
FMV
button.
according to.
Yeah, right on the button. That's a no, that's a very no, this is what these post-COVID graphs look like, isn't it?
Yeah, a little spike and then kind of fading off.
So pre-COVID 7.5. It's back to pre-COVID's, or a bit lower actually.
I would have expected this book to do a little bit better,
Mm,
just because of the popularity of the recent X-Men show. But I mean it's a reasonable price. I mean nothing exciting
no,
actually.
no,
Um, but a reasonable price,
yeah,
I'd
not
say.
bad.
It
This
looks
whole
like it's still.
this has been a bit more encouraging this week. We haven't seen a whole host of comics below the pre-COVID price as we did last week.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was like we were going below the floor before. I mean,
Yeah.
this is at least at the floor, I guess.
Yeah, this was
Um,
the floor. But we
so
have
I think somebody got a good deal on this one. What was the previous sale to this?
6,695.
Oh, so it's actually up over the previous sale.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is only the week
That's
before.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But my point is that's actually a good sign.
Yeah.
Um, because that previous price was below the floor.
Yes, it was. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. That is a good sign. Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a cool book. I'd like to have a higher grade of this book myself, so I think it's kind of interesting. But yeah, bit expensive though.
Yeah, I will. I'm not an X-Men collector, so I will only get that if I get it by accident.
Hmm. So yeah. So what did you think of the list?
Yeah, I quite like that list. Yeah, not bad. I liked.
Okay.
It's interesting to see a coverless copy. I don't think we've done that one before.
Yeah, I always like to find things that are a little bit unusual and give a bit of insight into the market. I
Yeah.
mean, those Hulk ones have been performing generally fairly well. Um,
Yeah, no, it's
and
been one of the better performing comics.
yeah, so I was kind of impressed that that's the as entry level as it gets. You know? So where it's still a complete book, I should say, complete-ish book.
I keep giving away all my coverless copies to the Grey Man. Maybe I should be
Oh,
keep
really?
I should be keeping one or two of them.
Yeah, he's making a fortune off you.
Unfortunately, I don't think I've given him a Hulk one coverless yet.
Like I don't mind picking up a coverless one if it's like really cheap price and it's like kind of a cool book.
Yeah,
I'll pick up a coverless that way. But I
especially
wouldn't pay big money for it.
no, exactly. Especially if it's got a nice splash page, because some splash pages are actually better than the covers. Uh,
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty strong splash page.
yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah.
So
Right, that is it for this week, guys. We will be back next week with another look at Silver Age comic market. Until then, that is your lot. Bye, Alan.